is the ultimate goal of the papacy? What is it that has not changed since the meetings in Vienna, Verona, and Chery in the early 1800s? The answer is domination of the world. The Vatican is seeking to create a one-world government, or New World Order. And what will be the capital of this world government? Not Rome, but Jerusalem. In 1993, the Italian newspaper La Stampa carried a curious article that said the Vatican had gained control of a portion of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem.
They want their capital back. The Crusades haven't ended. They've done this before. It's not a new phenomenon here. What the Vatican wants is, Rome is their second capital. They want a crusade to liberate what they view as their actual physical capital. And that's where they don't want Jews in Jerusalem.
What they're trying to do with this war now is take an eraser. So all of these countries, right? Now you have no more countries. One massive trading bloc, right? In the middle of this, you've got a city that is revered big time. The papacy has wanted to move from Rome to Jerusalem ever since the very first crusade. They still want to do that.
And how do we know this? We know this because a person named Marc Halter, the French intellectual friend of Shimon Peres, gave an interview in a now defunct magazine, Israeli magazine Shishi, where he said in May of 1993, I delivered a letter to the Pope, Shimon Peres, promising the Vatican East Jerusalem. And he gave a few details. East Jerusalem would be policed by the UN. The Vatican would get control of all holy sites of all religions. And the PLO would get a stake within this enclave. The Vatican gets the holy sites, and the UN gets to police the place. And now we've got two magazine confirmations. And Arafat agreed to this. According to La Stampa, 3 days before the signing of the Declaration of Principles, Arafat agreed to the deal. And then when he didn't get the deal, the terror started in earnest.
If you do not bow down to the Jesuit-controlled Roman Catholic leader, you are a heretic, and you must die. These are the words of the celebrated St. Thomas Aquinas. On the part of the Church, however, there is mercy which looks to the conversion of the wanderer, wherefore she condemns not at once, but after the first and second admonition, as the Apostle directs. After that, if he is yet stubborn, the Church, no longer hoping for his conversion, looks to the salvation of others by excommunicating him and separating him from the Church, and furthermore delivers him to the secular tribunal to be exterminated thereby from the world by death. During the Chiniquy trial, Abraham Lincoln put Bishop Foley on the stand. The bishop was forced to admit that St. Thomas was looked upon as one of the highest authorities. In fact, the Roman Catholic bishops swore that God himself had inspired what St. Thomas had written about the manner in which heretics should be treated by the Roman Catholics. If the Vatican has its way, the future for all who speak out against the Pope, or who do not go along with the goals of the Jesuits, is one of torture and death. This has been the fate of many world leaders, including presidents in the United States. It has also been the fate of others in all walks of life, like Confederate General Stonewall Jackson, those against the central bank on the Titanic, ex-Jesuit Alberto Rivera. In the Jesuit oath, the Jesuit states, "I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth." In light of all that has been exposed in this documentary, what is to be done? First and foremost, Christians should seek the Lord's guidance through daily prayer and Bible study. We should pray for a new reformation, not a false revival, nor one that piggybacks on a political movement. or even one that tries to take control of the existing Antichrist, Republican, and Democrat parties, but rather a reformation that emphasizes the God of the Bible, a Bible based on the Textus Receptus, like the King James Version. Secondly, the Bible tells Christians to separate ourselves from evil. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. And in the same chapter, verse 17, wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord. We should seek for a peaceful separation or secession from the American Empire.
We want to go back to a typical constitutional Protestant form of government. It was isolationist. We kept our noses out of the businesses of other nations, and we sought to develop our own country. George Bush has called the United States Constitution a GD piece of paper, and he's called this present war a crusade, which it is. So it's all the more reason to secede. We're never going to get any relief. We need to have a move in every state for secession, where we can begin to withdraw from Rome and the Potomac, which is Washington, and we can reestablish state, national government once again and begin to govern our own affairs for what's best for that population or those populations in those states. And if we wish, we can then confederate together with other states, but we don't have to.